On Tuesday evening on Fox News, Tulsi Gabbard got to talk to Mr. George Santos, the congressman-elect from the state of New York that has lied about pretty much every part of his life. And he's been busted with all of these lies. So Tulsi Gabbard brings him on the show that she's filling in for on Tuesday evening. And rather than giving him a softball interview, letting him whitewash everything that's happened, Tulsi Gabbard, to her credit, actually went hard against Santos. Here is what Tulsi Gabbard did to dismantle this little creep. Here it is.
The results that people are looking for are called into question when you tell blatant lies, not embellishments. And this is, I think, one of the biggest concerns, Congressman-elect, is that you don't really seem to be taking this seriously. You've apologized. You said you've made mistakes, but you've outright lied. A lie is not an embellishment on a resume. You said you worked at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, but they've said, we've got no record of this guy working for us. You've said you've gone to and graduated from these universities, but they've said, well, we've got no record of that. These are blatant lies, and it calls into question how your constituents and the American people can believe anything that you may say when you are standing on the floor of the House of Representatives supposedly fighting for them. That's the real issue here. I think my concern, the concern that people at home have, you're saying that this discussion will go way above the heads of the American people, basically insulting their intelligence. So not only are you now backtracking on these lies that you've told, but you're saying that you can't explain it in a way that your constituents would actually be able to understand.
I can explain it in a way
and that these lies are debatable.
If you give me the time, I can easily explain it for you.
Not bad. I'm going to go out there and say it for once, Tulsi, you actually didn't disappoint. Well, I take that back, because apparently you did disappoint somebody, and that somebody was Marjorie Taylor Greene. After this clip went viral on Wednesday, after it aired on Tuesday evening, Marjorie Taylor Greene was furious. So Marjorie Taylor Greene got on Twitter in a multi-tweet thread. And here's just a snippet of what she had to say about Tulsi Gabbard for taking on poor little George Santos. Here it is. Tulsi Gabbard, who says she is a former Democrat, gave Representative-elect George Santos zero grace, while George is admitting and apologizing for lying about his resume, just like her former colleagues are giving George zero grace and even demanding he resign. I don't think a former Democrat whose actions on the House floor as recent as 2020 that gave her an A from Planned Parenthood and an F from the NRA and introduced a climate agenda signature piece of legislation called the OFF Act designed to end all fossil fuels, the same as AOC's Green New Deal, should lecture a newly elected Republican member of Congress on how he should vote to represent his Republican district. Whew. Marge is mad. But here's the thing, Marge. He presented himself to those voters under false pretenses. Lied about his religion, lied about his upbringing, lied about his companies, lied about all kinds of things. And based on those lies, those constituents in his district went to the polls and voted for him. Had they known the truth, those votes may not have happened. Now, unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do about George Santos. And that is what people have to understand. I appreciate everybody out there calling for him to resign, but when has that really ever worked with a Republican? Honestly, when was the last time you saw this big outcry from the public, like, oh, he or she should resign, get them out of there, resign, resign. And that Republican finally said, oh, gee, guys, I guess I'm gonna resign because they don't do that. In fact, the last politician that actually did respond to public pressure to resign was Al Franken. Santos isn't going to resign. Stop wasting your breath calling for him to resign. The only thing that could happen is that Congress could vote to expel him. And with a Republican majority, that's not going to happen. We are stuck with this clown, hopefully for just 2 years. He really should be a one and done. But the Democrats did such a poor job running against him in the general election, I have serious doubts that they're going to run a solid campaign pointing out all of his lies 2 years from now. He should be very easy to beat, but we've seen the Democrats lose to worse. But as for Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has, of course, emerged as the biggest defender of Mr. Santos. She wants to be the one out there embracing him, bringing him into her MAGA wing of the Republican Party, and she's doing a good job of it. She's attacking her newfound right-wing friend Tulsi Gabbard because she wants to play with her new friend George Santos even more.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.